Hey guys, the second to last episode of Amphibia came out, and today I'm going to look at it. And instead of being a two-parter, I'm gonna make this one long part. It's just keep talking until I stop. We got a lot to get through in this episode, so let's begin. This is all in. The episode begins with Anne, Sasha, and Marcy partying in St. James. This is, of course, a flashback. And then they get caught by the principal. Sasha and Marcy get off pretty easily, but Anne, not so much. After this, we cut to all the main characters stuck in some, Incredibles kind of trap. I don't know, it just reminds me of it. Then, when the castle is in Earth, Andreas puts on a screen and says, "Hello, Earth. Congratulations on being conquered." This is the beginning of the invasion of Earth that Andreas had been planning for 1,000 years. However, they were supposed to do this when Andreas was becoming king. However, Leaf stole the music box, so they weren't able to invade Earth. And it wouldn't be until 1,000 years where they were able to retrieve said music box and then finally get onto Earth. Darcy launches down two giant herons to attack on the people. And these two herons will be a lot more important later on, so keep that in mind. Anne tries to use her powers to escape, but Spriggs says that she might waste herself. But Polly reassures them that they will be able to escape with the help of Robo, one of the new improvements that she made on him. And when they're falling in the sky, the circular spherical things break off. Grime, Union, and Olivia all see Earth for the first time, and they are very flabbergasted at what it looks like, with Olivia saying that it looks very geometric. And looking at Earth a second time, I think she might be right. We cut to a flashback. So when Hop Hop sees the herons, he has a flashback about when they ate Spring and Polly's parents, but while he wasn't able to save them, he was still able to fight back. Then we see Anne's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Boonchoy, fighting off the robots that King Andreas has sent down. They've been geared up by Mr. X, and they've made amends. And I know this might sound douchey, but I'm actually going to cliff notes a lot of this information just so we can get to the juicy theory stuff. Okay, so cliff note starting now. Okay, so Polly upgrades Frobot to a much more better design. We cut to the core and we see Marcy in the core, and then she meets Aldrich, and then they basically just go around. The team has a plan to attack Andreas' army. We see a flashback of Andreas when but when he met Marcy and developing a liking. And then we cut to Andreas seeing Aldrich very angry at him. And then we see the others fighting, the planters fighting off robots, but then they see the herons and they're very scared. But then they're able to fight off the herons and then do the planter family dance. The first time they've done the full planter family doing that thing. And that's basically Cliff Notes. Now we get back to the juicy things. Anyway, we see Andreas in a full-blown armor, ready to attack, as he's reluctant on fighting Anne, but the core has pressured him into doing it, so he has to do it anyway. When I saw this image in the promo, I actually thought this was her in the mind of the core, but apparently not. She's still on Earth, I guess. That's probably understandable. Anyway, over back in the castle, Sasha and Grime try to sneak into the thing to shut the force field down so the thing could collapse. However, that doesn't go as planned, as Darcy was expecting them and then begins to attack them before this happens. Yep, that big sacrificial moment for a toad has happened. But don't worry, I thought that was gonna be the end of Grime, but apparently not. They ditched us out, those sons of... After Grimes' tragic fake passing, Sasha finally goes beast mode on Darcy. Meanwhile, Anne goes sicko mode on Andreas. Anyway, more fighting happens, and she's knocked out by Andreas. Oops. But through the power of K-pop music, also the least favorite part of the episode, she's able to get repowered and fight off Andreas once again, which cuts to a really good transition of Sasha fighting Darcy. But then we cut back to the core and we see Marcy reacting to the fake versions of Anne and Sasha. And then she has flashbacks to True Colors, where she finally says, "No, I don't like this." And then she's put into eternal darkness. However, when Anne is fighting off Andreas, she fails again. However, she can get repowered again. Mr. X finds the blank nose from Sprig, but then finds out that it's infrared. Oh wow, really? It's invisible ink? I never knew that. Except for a few episodes ago. Sprig thinks it might be important to Andreas, so he reads out the letter and we get a very gut-wrenching scene. Warning, I might cut into a different part, but that's because I'm doing this from Logan Davis Productions. Shout out to him, make sure you subscribe to him. So yeah, that's my fade out into the next part, just in case. Yeah.
My dearest Andreas, this never but I hope it does. I know you must hate me, but please hear me out. After hiding the music box on Earth, I knew I could never return to the kingdom. Change was scary, and it was hard for me to open my heart to others again. But I'm glad I did. We spend our lives afraid of change. But after many years, I realized the beauty of life is the change. And through it all, I had such wonderful memories of you. For even though you, Beryl, and I are no longer together, the two of you never really left my side. In the end, my only remaining wish is that somehow, someday, my love reaches you. So I'm begging you, my dearest friend, don't close yourself off. Open your heart and follow it. With love always. Yours.
After Sprig reads the letter, by the way, very sad scene, Andreas is completely torn at this. Darcy sees Andreas collapsing to the ground and then tries to mind control him with very fluid hand movements like this in order to try and get him to kill Anne. However, then this happens.
That's better. I am not that person anymore. You missed. Wanna bet? You fool! Do you have any idea what you've done?
And in a really cool villain death, Darcy is defeated. Oh yeah. So yeah, Darcy is finally defeated, and then this happens. But after that, we get the biggest twist I've ever seen in Amphibia. Andreas is apparently a cyborg who made himself a cyborg so he could live for 1,000 years. So now it's basically impossible for frogs to live for 1,000 years. So I think this was the only way he could live for that long. Yeah, this scene is actually really horrifying because we've seen him as a real news, and I feel like it makes sense that like in the beginning and the end, when he confronts the rest of the rebellion, his armor creaks very hardly. I don't know if that was his armor or because he was a cyborg. Either way, it could work. Anyway, the force field is down and they're able to save Marcy. However, it doesn't look too good. However, she wakes up and she apologizes for everything that happened, and that's kind of nice. After Anne says something, Sprig is kind of like not okay with this. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, here it is. Nothing can take away the memories of the time we spent together. That's why Sprig did this. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, then the core turns into a spider. Yeah, so the core is the main villain of the show. Big shock. Anyway, so they return to Amphibia with the castle, and they're still fighting the robots, very surprisingly. Oh yeah, Olivia announces that King Andreas and Darcy have been defeated, and everyone celebrates. But then, after Sprig says, like, something, I don't know, I'm not bothered to check, this happens.
Huh? Hey, is it just me, or is the moon getting closer? What's going on?
But yeah, so, and from the promos I've seen from The Hardest Thing, I feel like the Anne losing her arm theory might come into practice. Might not. I don't know, still. This better be a damn good finale because you just made the best episode of the show, Matt Brawley. I'm still gonna like the show, but I mean, it better be a good finale. But still, it might, yeah. Still, this was a really good episode. It's the best episode so far, and this recording is getting way too long. So, yep, I hope you enjoyed this analysis video. Yeah, I wasn't as theorized as the others, but I wanted to keep this short and sweet before the next episode comes out on Sunday. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.